this is the everyday look I put on with the brows. Once again, here they are. And yeah.
Alright, so first we're going to start with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow in the color dark brown. And yeah, I like to use this one for the edges and really shaping up my brows. Really important to brush out your eyebrows, by the way, when you're starting. So just begin by using a brush. I use the number 12 from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the double-sided one. Just start with really, really light strokes. You just want to kind of brush them on in your natural, following the natural guide of your eyebrows, basically. Continue brushing them out time and time after again, because that's how you're really going to get the natural look. So just continue doing that and fill them in very lightly once again, as I'm doing. Start shaping out the bottom of the brow, I find works, and then start like kind of feathering in the brow. Make sure you use a really, really small amount of product each time, because the more product you use, the darker and scarier it's gonna look. So we don't want to do that. We want to keep these looking natural, filled in, and just overall natural, guys. We don't want those crazy brows. Then I'm going to take my NYX micro pencil in the color dark brown as well, and I'm going to use that for the front of my eyebrows. So the gel, or I should say the pomade, I only like to use that from about my arch to the way down, and then kind of creating shape where my eyebrows are really sparse. So with this pencil, just kind of feather in the beginning. Make sure you're using your hand really light here, because we don't want to have that square Nike effect, if you know what I mean. And basically just take the pencil and fill out the other portions that aren't filled from the pen, and keep brushing, keep brushing, keep brushing, as I'm doing here. Yeah, and they're looking natural now. We like that. Just fill them in the parts that are sparse. So just remember, use the Dipbrow, very small amounts, very lightly, and then whatever is left, use the pencil, because the pencil is, at the end of the day, the most natural looking thing. If you're going to go out, you know, you can use the Dipbrow a little bit more. However, I don't like to use it as much. Now I'm going to be taking this cloth, and I'm going to be using the cloth just to kind of clean up the excess I got on my eyebrows, because when we put the concealer on, we want a really sharp line, right? And if you have product on your eyebrows, it's going to kind of mix in and make it look weird. So just take a clean cloth and shape it with your hand in the way you like, and it'll just create this nice clean effect. So I'm going to do the other eyebrow, and I'm just going to do the same thing. So I'll see you guys in the end. So now I'm just going to grab the Studio Chromographic pencil from MAC. It's NC45/NW35, so it's a mixture of the two. You can honestly use this for just an extra highlight, like whenever you want just a really finished look, preferably when you're going out. You should take this pencil and put it underneath your eye, because I am going to go over it with another darker concealer, but it just gives you a really popping, defined eyebrow, and sometimes we all need that definition, right? So this pencil is really good. You can use it for so many things. You can use it in your waterline. You can use it to outline your lips before you put lipstick on. There's so many uses for it. So now I'm just going to take my Studio Finish MAC Pot Concealer in the color NC45. So I'm going to use an angled brush for this. So I'm going to put some on the brush, and before I do that, I'm just going to blend it in with my finger. I don't like to use the Beauty Blender because I find that it just takes all the product off. And with this, I already used such a small amount, so I want to kind of keep that highlighted look. And after, I'm going to go over it and blend it. So just be really careful when you're putting on the concealer, because you already put in that hard work, you know, shaping it. You don't want to mess up. I really recommend getting one of those mirrors with a magnified one. You know, you could go to Marshall's, Winners, pretty much anywhere, but I like those places. So put this concealer on, just put a thin layer, and as you put it on, just use the brush to kind of brush it down and blend it. Just because you won't really be able to blend it with your finger in those little corners right under your brows. So put it on the other eyebrow as well. And as you're doing this, you're going to just use a little amount for just the beginning portion of your eyebrows, the part closest to your nose, because you know you don't really need that to be too defined. We want it to have clean, crisp cuts. And yeah, just blend it down again. And one reason why I didn't put the pencil eyeliner concealer on the top of my brow is just because, you know, that part's not that necessary. And then just use your finger once again to blend this out, because honestly, there's nothing better than your finger for this process. I don't like brushes for this. I don't like beauty blenders. I find that my finger doesn't get rid of all the product, and it just blends it really nicely. And after, when I go in with my eyeshadow or my powder, it just looks a lot better and more even with everything. So just keep blending once again, and then we're gonna just, you know, fix up the little edges because I'm a perfectionist. So yeah, just clean up whatever you feel doesn't look right, and again, just be very graceful with everything, you guys. No need to rush. Take your time. And then we're going to use it for the top brows as well. So we're just going to be using the Studio Finish Pot Concealer. And I'm using the shade NC45. So MAC has a ton of these colors. You can use this concealer for just about anything, honestly. I love putting concealer on my waterline. It's like my thing right now. So, you know, you could use that to try to get products you can use for many things. Anyways, as you can see, I have a scar on my eyebrow. So the concealer is trying to cover that. And most of you guys might, obviously we all have different eyebrows, so just work with what you have and try to create the shape for what you have. Just be graceful again. So we're going to put the concealer on the top, and once I'm done doing this, I'm going to, of course, take my finger and blend it out again. But before I do that, just remember, use the concealer brush to blend out the parts that's closest to your brows, because we won't be able to get that with our fingers without taking off our eyebrows, right? Okay, so that's about it. That is my natural kind of everyday type of look, and of course I'm going over it again, but yeah, that's how you do it. And I hope you guys really like how it looks, and I hope you guys I hope I made it easy for you guys to achieve. And just brush it out, and that's what it looks like. Thank you. So I'm just gonna put on the rest of my face, and I'll be right back.
And this is the final look with the brows. So this is just kind of an everyday type of face. I hope you guys like it, and thanks for watching.